So, greetings. I'm going to talk to you about who I am so that you can understand what kind of ways I can serve this online community. Now, from my clothes here, I'm wearing the robes of a Buddhist monk, and I am one now, and I'll tell you a little bit about my biography, what I've done, and a little bit about what I've learned. I'll try not to be too long, and then from that I can get feedback from you as to what things some of you in the community might want to learn, because being a spiritual teacher, I want to put up a lot of courses online in this community. That's my purpose here, and that's my whole purpose of my life at this time. So, back in around 1975, I met my first real teacher who really exposed me to serious meditative practice, and where I did some Vipassana retreats with him. If you know what Vipassana retreats are, or insight meditation. He was a monk who was trained first in Canada, and then in 1966, he was a Canadian. He went to Thailand for a few years, and he started teaching me, and he made it possible for me to become a monk in 1977 with the help of and that was in Toronto. I became a monk under the aegis of the 16th Karmapa, if any of you know who he was. And 5 years after that, in 1982, I entered a 3-year retreat, which was the first retreat of its kind in North America. The teacher for the 3-year retreat, the master who was teaching us, a great one, was Kalu Rinpoche. And that kind of training was what he did back in his country in Tibet before he escaped and went and lived in India. Now, that 3-year retreat is the traditional training in Tibet to start to really engage and commit your life to spiritual practice. And that's what I did. After that, I went and learned from some other teachers, especially one, Chagdu Rinpoche, and I learned a system called Great Perfection, which is, and did some retreat with him. After some time, I stopped being a monk. I fell back in my practice for a while, and about 6 years ago, I became a full monk again. And that's where I am here today. Now, the sorts of things I learned in the 3-year retreat, which is the seminal, one of the most important things I did, was I learned the system of Vajrayana practice, or Tantric Buddhism, in its completeness. I learned 1 or 2 complete lineages of it, and went through them step by step. Among them, some of the most outstanding things are, of course, is a practice called Mahamudra, where we are introduced to the nature of our mind, to use a buzzword, or to our timeless, locationless, beginningless, uncreated awareness, to that quality of awareness. And we learn to recognize that that's our birthright, that's our nature, and to familiarize ourselves with it more and more, through becoming reacquainted with it. And apart from that, we learned other tantric meditations to transmute our experience into one that's more peaceful and pure, and various meditations on the inner subtle body, learning some kind of way of harnessing the pranas, or the winds in the body, so as to attain a deep state of calm, so that Mahamudra can be, the timeless awareness can be really actualized. So, it's my purpose here and my hope here to be a servant to you, to share with you those things that I have learned and practiced, and so that you can gain some insight and perhaps get some glimpses and stabilize glimpses of timeless awareness that isn't yours and that doesn't need to be created through any kind of spiritual practice, but is ever present. So I hope that tells you something of what I'm about, and I hope you make comments. Thank you, and I'll be back here with more videos probably over the next few days from some of the teachings that I do around the city here in White Rock and in Surrey. Bye for now. Thank you very much, and I hope that you're all well and happy.